over, let me remind everybody that this meeting is being recorded, so anything that you say may be used in the future. But I need to call the meeting to order. Angela?
Roger?
Yes.
Tiffany? Yes. Lisa?
Yes.
Jennifer?
Yes.
Sherry?
Yes.
Sean?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes.
All seven are present.
Next item is the approval and the adoption of the agenda. In your board packets is the agenda we'll follow this evening. I need a motion to accept.
So moved.
Motion by Sherry, seconded by Tiffany, to approve and adopt the agenda as presented. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? 7 yes.
Next item is board norms, and for July, I would like to remind everybody that we will keep confidential in our discussions, comments, and deliberations. We will also be responsible for examining all parts of a view before a consensus is accepted. With that being said, I would just like to remind everybody that this is a meeting of the Board of Education. It is not a meeting of the public, so please refrain from interjecting unless we call upon you. With that all being said, if you'd all stand and follow me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item tonight is board recognition. Roger?
We do not have any board recognition that was presented this month, but however, I would like to say a special thank you on behalf of the Fair Board and our community for your involvement in the parade. We had a phenomenal showing of our school with our faculty, staff, and students, and our school board, and I think that was very highly received, very much appreciated. I heard lots of comments about that, so I definitely wanted to pass that on to all of you and say thank you very much for being there. That was very good. So thank you all.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. That was a good community event. Next item is citizens' participation, in which 30 minutes have been allotted to residents of the school district and staff to give the board the opportunity to listen to citizens. Remarks will be limited to 3 minutes and 1 appearance, thus allowing for the maximum number of participants in the allotted time which citizens are to speak to issues. Any media to be viewed during the meeting must be approved by the board president prior to being presented. Questions directed at the board may not always be answered immediately. Do we have any citizens participation this evening?
So, Mr. Mel, we do not have any signed up.
Okay. Then with that being said, I will move on to the next topic, which is consent agenda items. Those items are located in your board packets. Is there any questions, any concerns, or do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda items?
I will motion. Second.
Motion by Sean Siebert, seconded by Roger Bridgman, to approve the consent agenda as presented. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? 7 yes.
Next item is financial statements and action on the bills. Also in your packet is all those multiple pages. Is there any questions, or do I have a motion to accept the financials as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Roger Bridgman, seconded by Sherry Schutte, to approve the financial statement and action on the bills as presented. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? 7 yes.
Next item is administrative reports. First off being board and committee reports. Sherry, do you have anything to report?
Dr. Davidson, I don't know if you're going to discuss this any further, but the state has allotted more money for transportation. And you probably, I just saw that yesterday or today, I
Yeah,
believe.
must be pretty recent.
Yeah, so that's a good thing. And there's only one other thing I did want to say, and it doesn't really have anything to do with us, but we have 2 schools in our region that were awarded the Governance Team Award, which was Rolla and Bourbon, which is through MSBA. And that's a government and leadership award, and it's, the boards are pretty active, and I just think that's good for our region to hear about two of our schools. So, that's all I got.
Are there any other committee reports or board reports? With that being said, we will move right into the superintendent's report, which is also located in your board packet. Dr. Davidson, do you have anything that you'd like to add or expound upon?
Nothing in addition. I've got notes for future agenda items, but nothing for the superintendent.
Then maybe we will move right into some unfinished business as the 2022-2023 budget update. Dr. Davidson?
Yeah, so with that, not much has changed since we just closed out the fiscal year 2022. So everything's pretty similar there. One of the things you will notice, though, it looks like we have a very healthy reserve, which we do, but that's all earmarked in capital projects. So this month with bills approved, and then next month you'll see that reserve start to come down quite a bit, just to pay off those capital projects there. So sitting in a good place, and some good news with transportation coming out. So we'll always take some additional fundings there and get those moved into the budget. Not much has changed since June's meetings.
Is there any other questions about the budget update, or can we move into the next topic? The Archer Elgin update.
Yep. So that is currently on hold while I gather some more information. So I would just ask that the board move to table that project until I get more information, and I can also share some more legal information in closed session.
So we need a motion to approve that?
It's just
Just table it.
Yeah.
Okay. Next item is to approve the MBSH athletic trainer contract.
So with that, our attorney has vetted that out and sent it back to me, a copy of the amendment. As I spoke to them, just saying that we don't want to start paying without receiving services. So there's a piece in there that says, provided however no payment obligation shall occur or be due or owing until trainers provided and services are performed. That was questioned if they hired somebody, do we continue those? So if you'd like, and I'm waiting to hear confirmation back, we can do a motion to approve this pending confirmation from the lawyer. I can go ahead and sign it and send it in if you're comfortable with that.
Do they have someone?
They do not at the moment. The one individual they thought they had found out they would have to move and not able to do so. So I have called Misha in some other places, and they're struggling to find trainers as well. Like any other workforce, there's just some lack of staffing. So once we get this realistically, probably couldn't be until September maybe before they could get it filled. Hopefully sooner, but kind of going with realistic timelines might be soon as September, or earliest we get to September.
feel good about that we will get one from them. We don't have to try. I know,
Well,
I
that's-
know
No
there's-
guarantees based on applicants.
There's no guarantee they can fill it. We do get it at a heavily discounted rate. It's about half the cost going through them versus if we went out and
Yeah, I
hired.
remember that.
And right now, there's not a lot of people to hire, so. One school district, they have 7 contracts they're trying to fill. We can't find 7 athletic trainers, so. But if the board would approve once it's confirmed from the lawyer and sign this, then that would help with the process.
Because they can't look for one on our behalf. if-
They may have it open but not actively seeking, so. Because they need to make sure they have the funds secured to start paying that individual from this agreement.
I'll make a motion.
I will second that based on attorney or legal
Confirmation.
confirmation from legal.
Motion by Sean Siebert, seconded by Jennifer Moreland, to approve the amendment to the Missouri Baptist Sullivan Hospital athletic trainer contract as presented, pending legal confirmation that we do not pay for a trainer without receiving services. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? 7 yes.
Next item is baseball and softball field updates.
Yep, so with this, would just redirect the board to the capital projects plan. So baseball, softball fields are a 23-24 capital projects. And so I just asked that we table this until that school year 23-24 to move forward with it. Right now, we're looking at the next few weeks, we need to get focused on getting school vetted out. So we need to table some of these projects at the moment. Redirect some focus in some other areas.
Do I hear that motion? There it is. What about, next item is to approve policy 4502, regulation 2610, and 4710 updates.
So the 4502, that is changing it from 12 monthly payments to 12 payments plus a 13th payment in June, pending funding of the teacher minimum salary grant. So that is also noted in new contracts that are, went out last week as well. So that way the policy
2610, and 4710 as presented.
So moved. Second.
Is that Lisa and Sherry?
Yes.
Okay. Motion by Lisa Elrod, seconded by Sherry Shute, that the board approves policy 4502, regulation 2610, and 4710 as presented. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? 7 yes.
Next item is exit interview and end of year review discussion.
So the last meeting, this was brought up for exit interviews and end of year review. Just asking again, the board tables this until perhaps the end of next year if there's a need. With the peak beginning of the year, I feel we need to put a lot of efforts and energies into gearing up the year, but open to if we need to revisit this on what that looks like, how it's done, we can do that. But just asking the board to table that.
The next item is support staff meals.
Okay. So with that, the June meeting, we discussed, it had been a prior administrative practice to have certain staff get a breakfast and lunch, kind of to give some background information. If you remember back, COVID hit March of 2022, school went out, a session, then the next year, breakfast and lunch were free for students. And then the following year, it was free as well. So some of that's historic, unprecedented situation there that we were working on. But looking at getting more information with meals having to be paid for directly with our food service, we will forego that as well. That would also be a taxable benefit. And so the money that they would spend per person, we could actually look at supporting those individuals in a different manner. Not wanting to disclose what that could be at this time, just because we have to keep focuses on getting school ready. And as soon as I entertain or interject something, people will be ready to do that next month. So looking at just ways to support our support staff with that. So just kind of bringing that back around from last meeting, just to know that that will be foregone for the school year.
Anybody have any questions? Or can we move into some new business? First item under new business is in our board packets, we have LP gas bids. And Dr. Davidson, you may want to comment on the bids or
I have to pull my sheet up here. Yep, so LP bids, we had Bolin, Geiger Gas, Farrell Gas, and MFA Oil. Geiger Gas came in at $1.65 pre-purchase, firm per gallon purchase, employee price, and they were the lowest. I did call the individual and ask what their competitive advantage was, and so they said that they had essentially they purchased larger delivery trucks and can make more deliveries in one trip versus sending out smaller trucks at multiple places. So that was their competitive advantage. And then the way they bid at the end, pre-buy, they go out 3 years. And so it's not a year-to-year, it's a 3-year bid out process. So I feel comfortable there with Geiger Gas. And then gas bids, we had MFA Oil and Midwest Petroleum. And so MFA Oil was 7 cents under pump price. And then Midwest was retail minus 5 cents, so 5 cents under. So that would be MFA Oil there. And then diesel bids, we had MFA Oil and Midwest Petroleum. And MFA Oil came at 7 cents under pump price, and Midwest Petroleum was 12 cents under. So recommending the bid go to Midwest Petroleum for diesel.
Anybody have any questions, comments, or do I have a motion to accept the lowest bid for LP gas from Geiger Gas? And,
One motion at a time.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
okay.
then, do I have a motion to accept the lowest bid for LP gas, Geiger gas, $1.65 a gallon.
Just Geiger, how do you pronounce their name, Geiger Gas, do they fill their trucks in Boonville and then bring them here, or?
So they have a few locations around the state. The closest is DeSoto, but they have 3 districts right next to us that they deliver to, so they'll just hit us on the way there. So again, that goes back to their competitive price per gallon.
Interesting.
Good question. Other questions? Do you have a motion?
Sean motion.
Motion by Sean Seibert, seconded by Roger Bridgman, that the board accept the lowest bid for LP gas from Geiger Gas in the amount of $1.65 per gallon and the employee price of $1.65 per gallon for the 2022-23 school year. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? 7 yes.
Next is the gasoline bid for MFA oil at the retail price of 7 cents, retail price minus 7 cents per gallon for the 2022-2023 school year.
Make that motion.
Motion by Jennifer Moreland, seconded by Tiffany Dickens, that the board accept the gasoline bid from MFA Oil at the retail price minus 7 cents per gallon, minus all federal fuel taxes for the 2022-23 school year. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? 7 yes.
And last but not least is I need a motion to accept the bid for diesel fuel from Midwest Petroleum, retail price minus 12 cents per gallon on DEF minus all federal taxes for the 2022-2023 school year.
Make that
I'll
motion from
second
Midwest.
Motion by Jennifer Moreland, seconded by Roger Bridgman, that the board accept the bid for diesel fuel from Midwest Petroleum at retail price minus 12 cents per gallon on DEF minus all federal fuel taxes for the 2022-23 school year. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? 7 yes.
Next item on our agenda is the SRO contracts.
So with that, I was hoping to have some contracts to approve tonight. I still need to speak with our chief and sheriff. They're out of town this past week and this week, so I'll be next week or the week after. So I can give more legal review and closed session pertaining to that, but do want to recognize we've got Deputy Warner here, not to put him on the spot, but this is our potential future SRO from the Sheriff's Department, so excited to work with him. I've given him a little bit of trouble in the interview process, but very, very confident in his abilities here and excited to work with him. Didn't know if you have anything you'd like to say, or?
No, just honored for the position and look forward to taking part in my duties.
Good.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Coming in.
So I have no motion.
So the next topic is to approve the athletic season passes. In your board packet is some information on the season passes. Is there any questions, comments? Or do we have a motion? Or do you have anything to add?
Just from what I gathered, this historically was season passes we could offer prior to COVID. COVID hit, that kind of went away. Was brought back up to see if we'd like to do it. So worked with the AD and myself trying to find price points. We looked at $50 per adult and $35 per student. Thought that was a fair price point. We're going to monitor that. If we sell 12, then we need to look at lowering that or wherever we're at. But just trying to get that back, we'll end up having lists at the gates and at the tables of who has these passes. That way we don't have to keep up with a card or something like that. But we'll just have to monitor it. But I think it'd be good to get that practice back in place here.
I'll make that motion.
Second. Motion by Roger Bridgman, seconded by Lisa Elrod, to approve athletic season passes for the 2022-23 school year in the amount of
approve policy 0410 and 0412 with some updates.
It's policy 0410, that is changing the meeting time from 7 o'clock to 6 o'clock. I think for years' practice, it's been 6 o'clock quite often. We just had to give enough advance notice of that time. So that's 04110, and then 0412 is looking at taking out the pre-approval of media prior to comment, patron comment section.
I make that motion.
Motion by Jennifer Moreland, seconded by Tiffany Dickens, to approve policy 0410 and policy 0412 as presented. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? 7 yes.
Next item, 11G, is to approve the donation of the 1987 trailer back to Jim's Motors.
So Jim's Motors donated probably 3 years ago a livestock trailer that has 2 stalls, and then there's a living quarter in the front of it. Needs some work done to it. The goal, I think, 3 years ago was to maybe have the ag or FFA department clean it up, fix it up, use it, sell it, do something with it. I spoke with our new ag teacher and our high school principal, and they were fine with donating it back. We have a neighboring school district who could benefit from that, and I just mentioned to them that good karma, what goes around comes around, and we work with them, they'll work with us again. Went in and spoke to Scott Cape as well with this, and he's excited to help us here still in whatever capacity. So right now, just with having a new ag teacher, it's a pretty big project, and I don't know how much money honestly it would take to clean it up and a new coat of paint and fix rust spots and a new living quarters and clean it up. I think it's still got remnants of the last horse that was in it, so it's needing some TLC, but just if the board wouldn't mind making a motion to donate that back, I can sign the title back over to them. They can do with it as they will. And it's still sitting on their lot, so it never moved from their lot. So.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Tiffany Dickens, seconded by Roger Bridgman, to donate the 1987 horse trailer back to Jim's Motors. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? 7 yes.
Next item is, I think we need to appoint a superintendent, assistant superintendent search committee. And so I can appoint or I can accept volunteers. I probably need 3 volunteers. I think we have several applicants. I am presuming the interviews would be very soon this week.
Hopefully Wednesday, the 27th in the morning, and we could interview. We have 4 applicants, so we could interview all 4, or kind of look through those and screen and do 2 or 3. Like we have 2 pretty standout applicants and 1. I'm not opposed to looking and seeing what someone has, and then 1 that I have set in on the interview process before an interview.
Jennifer, Tiffany?
This week, no, I think
I'm back to school.
Sean or Jason?
Probably.
I don't know.
Sean would have
I'll-
to excuse himself.
So, I'm going to appoint Jennifer, Tiffany, and Jason.
Thank you.
I hope my schedule allows. What time are you thinking? Wednesday morning, Wednesday
I didn't
afternoon?
know if we could do an 8, 9, 10. Potentially. And or we could do, if we look at all the applicants and decide to interview 2, we could do a variation of those.
Jason, worst case scenario, let me know, and I'll jump in.
Okay, we'll get it covered. We'll get it.
We will. We will.
And then the next item is we need to approve a regular board meeting. Maybe tentatively, we're thinking about Thursday, August the 18th. Is that a good time? Is that a bad time? Is that too early?
So that is,
That is open house, yeah.
So-
We have a
It's probably
new
a bad
teacher
idea.
thing that night that we want to do, but that's open house, so.
So what do you think about the 25th? That's
Perfect.
I like
following
the 25th.
Thursday.
The 25th.
So that's our next board meeting.
Oh, 25th.
Um,
We haven't done that yet.
Is it on?
At the very beginning.
I forgot my phone.
Is there any reason, the next item is tax levy hearing. Historically, we've done that at the very beginning. Could we do that also on August 25th?
So there's a catch there. Sometimes information comes out on the tax hearing towards the end of August, and so if you have a board meeting too soon, new information comes out that you need to adjust for your tax hearing, you miss it. So you try to get it as close to the end of August as possible, but September 1st is the due date. Everything has to be in. So it's a balance of just trying to figure out when a board meeting is, but then we have to be careful on paying bills too late, so we can't go too late in August with a regular board meeting. 25th might be a happy medium in there. So, and if that's how it's been done historically, that's fine as well. I think we can make that work. We want to do one.
So would you like a motion for the 25th?
Yes, for the regular scheduled board meeting on August 25th at 6 o'clock.
You got it, so moved.
So then, tax rate, do you want to try to do before? Or do we want to play it by ear if something pops up that we need to?
I would,
We just have to.
I would shoot for the
notice.
same date.
Okay.
And if we cannot do it, we'll have to schedule.
And I have to run ads for 2 weeks prior to announcing when that is, so so once that's set, it's set, we can't jump, so.
We can do two separate if that's better. It's,
Yeah, what do you need? I mean,
what do you
need
feel
on
more
a different date?
comfortable with being in your new role?
Well, if we do the 25th, I think we can make that work for a tax rate hearing, as we've normally done right
At
before.
6, to immediately follow the board meeting
Yeah.
at 6
Yeah.
or 2 or something like that.
Okay.
Roger made a motion.
There will also be a teacher reception at 5 p.m.
Why?
So Roger,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I get that.
motion by Roger Bridgman, seconded by Tiffany Dickens, that the August board meeting be scheduled on Thursday, August 25th, 2022 at 6 p.m. with the tax levy hearing at the beginning of the meeting with closed session to follow, and a new teacher reception at 5 p.m. in the boardroom. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? 7 yes.
All right. Next item is I need a motion to go into closed session. Discuss personnel under section 610.021. Subsection 1, 3, and 13.
I make that motion.
Motion by Jennifer Moreland, seconded by Tiffany Dickens, to go into closed session in accordance with the provisions of section 610.021, subsection 1, 3, and 13 of the revised statutes of Missouri in order to discuss personnel after a 10-minute recess.
Thank you.
Roger?
Yes.
Tiffany?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Jennifer?
Yes.
Sherry?
Yes.
Sean?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes.
7 yes.
Awesome. That means I've got 10 minutes. But I better,
Yeah.